Okay. All right. We're going to go over our deep water neck and back procedures. This occurs when we have neck injuries in the water and they are deep enough that we can get our bodies underneath of theirs. So the most important thing with this is to stabilize the neck and to get the airway open. So on our initial, initial approach, when we swim out to the victim, we are going to open their airway. First step, when you come up, you're going to put your arm underneath their armpit and you are going to make a C around their chin. Next step is you're going to take your other arm, line it up with their spine, and put your hand on the back of their head. We also want to make another point of contact. As we swim them in, we're going to put our head onto their head. So we have 3 points of contact. If we can't stand and we have to swim, we're going to egg beater our feet in until we hit the sand and we can stand. Once we can stand, we want to get into chest deep water and use the buoyancy of the water in our advantage. Chest deep water, we're going to transition to start to drag them out. We're going to take our hand off the head, but we're going to leave our head as our second point of contact. Arm's going to go underneath the armpit, support the head. We're going to release the C from the chin and slide our hand to the other side of the head. So we create a little splint. As we're walking out, our back is going to be leaning towards the west, and it's going to be very dramatic lean. As we're pulling them out, as we're dragging them out of the water, we should have a second responder coming in. Once our second responder approaches, they're going to ask the first responder what they need.
Second responder, how can I help? Grab the legs above them.
More than likely, the first responder is going to need help relieving some weight, and the second responder is going to grab the victim above the knees, and they're going to keep their arms nice and straight. At this point, we may need to readjust, and the first responder is going to initiate that.
Just on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. When we readjust, we want to make sure we're sliding the body up our first responder. We do not want to throw straight up. We almost want to push up the body. As we're walking with our bodies, first responder is going to keep his eyes on the water, as the second responder is going to keep their eyes on the beach. At this point, we might have a third responder coming in. Again, they're going to ask what first responder needs.
Third responder, how can I help?
Okay. First responder is going to give them instruction. Third responder is going to cross the body with their arms, and they're going to lift around the hips or butt area just slightly to relieve some weight. Once we get to dry sand and up the hill, we're going to have to lay our victim down. So first responder is going to initiate the lay down. So first responder is going to ask second responder to put the legs down gently. Second responder is then going to get behind the first responder for support. Third responder is going to support some weight. And when first responder is ready, he's going to take a big step back. He's going to keep that back nice and bent. Once he's in position, second responder is going to get right behind, going to dig their arms nice and deep on the back. They're going to get their elbows as close together as they can to make a basket in case that head falls. Third responder is going to come in and take over the head as first responder exits. Second responder, if possible, can help lift the body to get the first responder some area to move. Again, third responder is maintaining contact with that head. Second responder is keeping their elbows together. First responder is either going to flatten the sand or potentially make a little pillow. We want to be careful not to dig a hole or make too big of a pillow to extend or crease the neck. Third responder is going to maintain contact until first responder is ready. First responder is going to get themselves situated first, and then they're going to put their hands back onto the patient's head. Once the first responder is set and gives the command, the third responder is going to take their hands off. At this point, we're going to check for vitals, we're going to check for pulse, we're going to check for breathing. If they're conscious, we will assess their motors and sensories.
Coming. Please coming. Alright, let's do it. Readjust. Readjust on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Alright, let's go. We're going right back here. Responder, how can I help you? Going responder, how can I help you? Going a little bit more noise. How's the neck looking?
3 more feet so right there.
Alright, second responder, drop the legs. Alright, second responder, drop the legs. Step back. Take a step back. Third responder, can you support the head? Got it? Can you bring your arms in a little bit? There you go. Still there. Okay, first responder has head. Good. Yep.
Coming out of the surf can be difficult, and as we pull our victim out, sometimes we'll get knocked over and fall down. We have 3 different ways that we can assist our first responder in helping him to stand back up. The first way is if we have one responder assisting. So our second responder is going to come in and get behind the first responder. We're going to create a squat position. We're going to wrap our arms around their chest. First responder is going to get into a position so that they can stand. And on first responders call, they're going to do a squat to a stand. Okay. And once we are back up, we can continue our second responder position.
Go. I got it. Oh, God. 1, 2, 3, up. Okay. Come on.
So again, sometimes we get knocked over by waves or we trip and we fall. Already we've messed up a little bit, but that's okay. The goal of getting up is speed, and it's not perfection. So our first responder has fallen and needs assistance getting up and getting to dry sand. As our second responder comes in, we're going to again get into a squat position, wrap our arms around the chest, and then a third responder can come in, and what they're going to do is they're going to put their hands underneath the first responder's elbows to relieve some weight as they stand up. On the first responder's call, they're all going to lift and stand together.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
As they lift up, the victim is able to stay aligned with the first responder's body, and the second responder is going to help support the back. We're going to walk off the beach. Walk off the beach.
All right, ready? 1, 2, Just on 3. 1, 2, 3. One,